Every time you hit the checkout, you make a decision that directly impacts the environment. But together we can make a huge change by choosing foods that have a low carbon footprint, like today's dish, the Jackfruit Massman Curry. If you haven't heard of jackfruit before, they look like this. They're huge and spiky and weird looking and an amazing meat replacement. And best of all, they're hugely sustainable and grown right here in Australia. To get started, got a pan over a low to medium heat and we're gonna dry roast some spices. Pop your cumin seed and coriander seed into a dry pan. While those spices are toasting away, take yourself a mixing bowl and you can use a box grater or one of these large tooth microplanes. Really coarsely grate the cucumber straight into the bowl. Now, I'm gonna add just a little pinch of salt into here and pop that aside. So we'll take a little bit of yogurt, take a little bit of finely grated onion. So I've got some freshly picked coriander and mint here. Run through that with a knife till it's quite fine. That can go straight in. Okay, spices can go straight into your mortar and pestle or a spice grinder. And then you want to bash these right down till they're quite fine. Give them a little bit of a grind, a little bit of a workout at the same time. Okay, they can go straight in. And now, this cucumber's been sitting for a few minutes. It's released quite a lot of moisture, so I'm gonna pick it up in my hands and just squeeze some of that moisture out of there. Pop that straight in with the yogurt. Now we can fold all this together. So lastly, I'm gonna go a small amount of extra virgin olive oil into there. A little bit of salt. And you know what I almost forgot? Lime juice. Straight in with a little bit of lime juice. Okay. So good. I'm gonna call up a special friend, Mr. Angus from Meredith Dairy. We'll show him what we're cooking. Hey Angus, I'm just using your yogurt right now, which is out of control good. Tell us a little bit about your farming practices at Meredith.
Well, look, out of Meredith, we've got our own animals on a big farm. So all the milk's coming in fresh in the morning and it just gets turned into yogurt that day. So that yogurt that you've got is fresh milk plus live cultures, and it's just some of the best stuff you'll ever taste. When you've got the farm, you can reuse all your waste streams, right? So you can use your wash-up water from the factory to irrigate your crops, and you can use the goat poo from the sheds and spread that on your crops. And this is what we call regenerative agriculture.
Does that affect the flavour as well, or is it more an environmental thing?
Having the farm means that you get really fresh milk. And with yogurt, fresh milk plus live cultures equals real yogurt, right? So the better the milk, the better the yogurt.
Whatever you're doing, man, keep it up. I like your style. Big fan of the brand. I got to get back to Massman Curry. Thanks for your time, huh?
No worries, brother.
See you, Angus. Bye. Okay. Now, let's get to the real cooking. So, we can put the raita or cucumber yogurt off to the side. We can turn that onto a medium heat. And then we're going to take an onion and roughly chop that. And then we're going to start this with sesame oil. Just a little bit. Don't need too much. An onion can go in. We want to cook the onions until it's just starting to go golden in colour. Curry paste goes in. And toast while stirring. And at this stage, you should be getting a whole lot of aromats going straight up your sinuses there. Now we can start getting some ingredients into there. So I've got one of my favourite ingredients of all time, which I never get to use enough of because I've been specialising in Italian cooking for 26 years, kaffir lime leaf. To prep that, just tear it off the stalk there. And you can chop this, but I normally just like to tear into it. Lime leaf in. Now I'm going to get some flour into there as well, which will essentially thicken this curry once it's finished. Now I'm going to add some potatoes, which I've peeled and cubed. Now we can add the jackfruit straight in. And the stock. This jackfruit and potato can tick away there for 20 to 30 minutes or until cooked. Now, jackfruit, you're probably not super familiar with it. We grow it right here in Australia, and one jackfruit tree can yield 2 to 3 tons of jackfruit per year, which is huge. It's a pretty cool fact, right? Try buying more sustainable foods. It's one small change you can make to really reduce your personal carbon footprint. This has been simmering away for about 25 minutes and the potatoes soft and cooked. The last thing we have to do is add the coconut milk in. I don't want to cook this for too long because it can split, so as soon as it comes up, we're ready to go. And I also want to talk about something I make at home a lot, which is cauliflower rice. You can buy this, but it's very, very easy to make. Take a cauliflower, break it right down with a knife and blitz it in a food processor until you've got a really fine consistency. And this will act just like rice. It'll absorb all the beautiful juices that come out of this curry. So I'm going to start by getting some of this straight into the bowl. I'm going to take the raita and put it into a little serving dish on the side. And you could by all means put this directly into the plate with the Massman Curry. I'm going to take a spoonful of this and straight onto the top. Look at that. So I'm not going to go crazy with the amount of curry I put into there, but I will finish it with a big, beautiful handful of freshly picked coriander and mint straight on top for freshness. And there we have my insanely easy, low-carb, environmentally friendly jackfruit Massman Curry. Smells so good.